Thank you to our ensemble this morning. We'll hear from them again. So good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Betsy Happel. I am actually a member of this congregation. Believe it or not, we have not done the ceremony up front yet. That's coming in a little bit. Some of you might know me or by name. I was the pastor at Kirkwood UCC for 14 years, and I retired at the end of September and made this my church home. So I'm so happy to be here with you today. I'll tell you in a minute. Thanks, I know. That feels good. Thank you so much. So I'll tell you in a minute why I'm here instead. But I want to share with you who the other people in our worship service are going to be. So Jen and I are going to be leading worship together today. I have a liturgist that we're working with, Judy Connolly, is going to be serving in that place. Sue Kloss is going to be the accompanist, but then she's also playing the recorder. She's all over the place. So we're so happy to have you in that role, with Darcy being gone as well. We have, it's just called the Instrumental Ensemble, right? Do you have a fancy name? No. I want to do that eventually. So for those of you who haven't worshiped here before, or maybe you've only been here a couple of times, you received a binder when you came in, and the front of that binder, it will be on on the right or left side, the one without communion, will be the order of worship that we'll be going through today. And so we use that as our bulletin here in worship. And we will announce to you the songs that we're going to sing. Some will be in the binder perhaps, some might be in the hymnal that you got. You will also notice that some of the elements will be in the binder that aren't words, or aren't music, I should say, they're words. And so we'll be using them today too, but we'll kind of guide you through all of that today. So, why am I here? First of all, I want to welcome you to Peace United Church of Christ, where no matter who you are or where you are in life's journey, you are welcome here. And I'm here because Pastor Wendy and Darcy, who is our director of music and faith formation, are in Clinton, Tennessee, which is near Knoxville, and they are attending a Children's Defense Fund retreat at the Alex Haley Farm, which I'm sure is fabulous. And what they're doing is getting inspired and sharing their inspiration with other churches who are there as they prepare for Freedom School, which will be happening here with Peace UCC this summer. So I'm here then, I'll be preaching, and I'm so happy to be with you. It's a very special Sunday also because it's the beginning of the Lenten season. And Lent is a liturgical season. It is the 6 weeks leading us up to Holy Week before we celebrate Easter. Easter this year is going to be on March 31st. And so we have 6 Sundays where we're going to be preparing ourselves in whatever way works for you. It's a time of reflection. It's a time for you to empty yourself or maybe take on something new that's been a challenge so that you can do some reflection. And we have chosen here a sermon series that's called Gifts of the Darkwood. And I would like to point you towards the Darkwood that are beautiful, and they were made by Sarah Webster, who is fabulous. And so you will see them each Sunday during Lent. And here's the premise between Gifts of the Darkwood. The idea is that when we are in periods of wilderness or uncertainty, which is what we're going to talk about today, or disorientation or emptying, when we're in those times, it can be very difficult. And I'll talk about that today. About some of the feelings that can come up during these times. But the thing is that in those times, there can be these rich offerings of gifts that we can use if we only turn toward them in a life-giving way. And so each Sunday, we're going to acknowledge something that's very difficult about being in the wilderness, but then we will also flip that around and talk about ways that they might be gifts. And hopefully that will be inspiring for you and comforting for you maybe during this time of great uncertainty. So, I'm going to turn this over to Sue to the threshold. And so this is where we start with our Lenten stuff. In the front of your binder, the first few pages are some specific Lenten things. There's a song called There's a Path, and I think you're going to hear it every Sunday, but you'll be able to kind of follow along. Gorgeous. Thank you so much. Today we begin a journey in this season of Lent. Our worship series, Gifts of the Dark Wood, is about seeing life through new eyes. When we allow ourselves to accept the journey within the dark woods, the Holy Spirit guide tends to nudge us, awaken us to a fuller life. But life is messy. Life is uncertain. Rather than a problem to be solved, what if we saw uncertainty, failure, emptiness, and loss as gifts? What if we saw how these uncomfortable times can actually help us let go of all we cannot know so that we can live more wholeheartedly? Let us then begin the journey. Our opening hymn this morning is going to be in our hymnals. It's number 448, Take My Life, God, Let It Be. So that's hymnals, number 448. I ask you either to rise in body or spirit, whatever is comfortable for you as we sing this morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Please join me for the prayer invocation. Unexpected love, enter our lives and open us to the gifts residing deep